Poor old Gwendolyn, she's like me, she's getting old, and the decals were getting brittle and cracking and coming off, so I peeled them all off. I was left with this glue residue, and I tried everything to get it off, struggled like mad, getting it off very, very slowly. When I delivered the stuff to my son-in-law yesterday, he said, hang on a minute. He went into his workshop, came out with 2 different products, put it on there, and it was like that, and within minutes it's like that. Now, he's a very generous man, so I've just been to the place where I went yesterday to collect his stuff, and he'd left behind the counter for me a whole gallon of the stuff that I need to do the rest of it. Isn't that kind of him? And he put it on his company account. That's very nice of him. Cheers. Thank you, Jen. And he's shown me a product that will get the worst of the dirt off the side of the Gwendolyn as well, apart from the glue. So that was a well worthwhile stop. And I've just phoned my sister because I think she saw yesterday's video, and she sent me a text and said, I see you're on your journeys now, when are you going to come to us? So I rang her and told her it will either be late tomorrow or Sunday. I don't know yet, just play it by ear. But I've set the sat-nav to go to the little village where my 3rd granddaughter lives. It's near Doncaster, and I've set it to avoid motorways, and coming up at 158 miles and 4.5 hours. So it's going to be an ambling trip. And I suppose I'd better get going because it's now 11 o'clock, and I want to find somewhere to stop when I'm up there. So I'll be on the way. So the route for the day is this. It's just over an hour now, or an hour and a quarter since I left Jem's yard. So I'm getting a bit thirsty. I think I'll find somewhere nice to stop and make myself a cup of tea. Well, that's good. We'll get the kettle on now. Cup of tea. And I think a cheese sandwich. That'd be good. Alright, let's get this kettle going. I never use water out of the tap because I don't trust the tank for being clean enough. So I always use it out of a separate water container. Should be enough for a cup or a mug. Blend away nicely. Now, a sandwich. Then sit, relax and enjoy. Cheers. It's only Earl Grey tea. No vodka in that. And I've got quite a pleasant view out of the window. Nice. That's it. Tea break over. Let's get on the way again. And while I was drinking my tea, I looked up campsites near where I'm going, and there was one called Hayes Keys next to a marina by the look of it. The River Trent's quite close there anyway, so it may be on the River Trent. I tried phoning them, but there was no reply, and so I'm just hoping that they're open. And if they are, whether they can accommodate me for the night. And failing that, I've got an app on the phone called Park for Night, and I've used that to find somewhere near Bryony where I'm going, and it's come up with a place which is fine, but it's in some public car park, and I'd rather be in a campsite. So I'm hoping I put that in the sat nav now, and it's taking us to this Hayes place. We'll see if we can get in. My time is marching on, so I've reset the sat nav and taken off avoid motorways, and it's brought the time down by over an hour, because otherwise I was going to get there too late. I didn't want to rush anything, but on the other hand, I don't want to get there so late that I'm too tired to do anything. Oh, now it's looking like 2.5 hours to get there. Now we're crossing another canal, and that's not the Grand Union either. But that might be some canal anyway. Reminds me of a story way back in the 1970s. I was flying on a Swiss airplane from Tehran to somewhere, Geneva I think it was. Anyway, the pilot came on and he said, or the captain came on and he said, if the passengers on the right hand side of the aircraft like to look out of the window, you can see Mount Arak. And about 20 minutes later, he said, this is the captain speaking. If the passengers on the left-hand side of the aircraft would like to look out of the window, and down you can see Mount Arak. It's okay, I can assure you we are not lost. I wasn't so sure about that. Anyway, he said we weren't lost. And we did get there in the end. Now that we're on the motorway, which is pretty boring, I'll tell you another story, flying story, of my days of travelling. I was flying from what was then Bombay, now Mumbai, back to Britain, and I was on Air India, and the plane took off. It was a jumbo 747, and we took off, climbed up, and then all of a sudden there was panic, and the flight attendant started rushing down the passageway, and I turned back to see what was going on, and an Indian family had got a primer stove out into the passageway, in the alleyway, and they were going to cook their meal on a primer stove. I'm on the M69 at the moment, and coming up to the M1, I'm going to join it near Leicester. And just after we join the M1, there's services, and my earache is getting really, really bad. So I'm going to stop there and see if I can get some paracetamol. I don't know what it is. Painful, but I know that. I've got my paracetamol. I'm just going to work out now which of the tablets is good for the right ear. I don't want to take the one for the left ear, that's alright. Well, it's 5.5 hours since I left Jem's workshop, but I've arrived at Misterton, which is actually a bit more than a hamlet that I thought it looked like a hamlet. It's actually quite a decent sized village, and I've found a campsite. Hang on a minute. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Right. Cheers, thank you. That was the lady, the warden's wife, come to give me my change. £12 for the night, but no electricity, so that doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm ready for a drink now, and then I had to sort something out to eat. Oh, anyway, been a good day, but I'm ready for resting now. So that's it. We're settled down for the night. It's 4:15 in the morning, and I am having an absolutely dreadful night, having made a stupid mistake. The only campsite I could get into said, yeah, we can have you for the night. We won't be able to give you an electric hookup there because we're fully booked. Oh, that's all right. Okay, I'm self-contained. You won't be able to use the facilities either. I know, that's all right. I'm fully contained. That's fine. Except, I didn't think, did I? It is cold tonight. Really, really cold. There's not a cloud in the sky, and it's freezing, and my diesel heater makes a lot of noise, as I've mentioned before. I daren't put it on because it's unfair to other people, and anyway they'd all come round bashing on the door, on my door, I think, if I did. And the only other way I could get warm would be to start the engine. Well, I don't think that would be very popular with you either. So I've just had all 4 burners on the cooker to take the worst of the chill off, and I've woken up and I've been up about 2 or 3 times in the night, and I had cramp. I'm never going to make this mistake again. If I can't get electricity, I go and find a lay-by somewhere on the side of the road, and then it won't matter if I have my diesel heater going. So that's it. I made myself a cup of tea, or a mug of tea, and I'll get my hands around that, and that's warming me up a little bit. And when I've done that, I shall try and have another hour's sleep. Silly man. What a silly man. Oh, I'll say good night, good morning and everything else, but I'm going to go and try and get a bit more sleep. Well, it's 7:15 now, and it's beginning to warm up because the sun's up. But there was ice on the windows, and I've made myself a bacon sarnie. Right. I found one way of warming the place up a bit. I opened the fridge door. That was an improvement. Well, I'm not going to make that mistake again. No way. Anyway, I'll soon be able to get warm. And then go and see Bridie and Josh.